Is Ghost Rider the key to everything on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? He certainly seems to think so. I'm Terri Schwartz, and we're gonna get into full spoilers on the latest episode of Season 4, Meet the New Boss. And no, we're not gonna talk about the new boss, because as cool as the director is, and we found out a little bit more about him in this episode, namely that he is inhuman, I think the Ghost Rider tag at the end of the episode probably has the most material for us to chew on. I have a theory, and it goes back to that photo that Robbie Reyes grabbed at the lab Momentum Alternative Energy Labs that shows 8 people on it, seemingly the group that was sort of involved in being turned into these spirits, whatever happened that we're obviously going to learn more about. Now, we met 4 of them in this episode, and then there's a 5th who one of the characters, Lucy, mentions, who's Joe. But I think that one of those remaining 3, yes, that we're discussing here are out there might be, spoilers from the comics, Robbie Reyes' uncle Elias. Now, whether he's called Elias or something else entirely remains to be seen, but I think he's gonna serve the same function. Mostly because Daisy made a comment about Robbie's uncle in this episode, and he sort of brushed it off. And getting into the comic spoilers, the origins of Robbie's powers, Ghost Rider powers in the comics, and this is largely glossing over it, but basically his uncle, who was sort of this bad criminal, died and possessed the Dodge Charger that Robbie drives, and then Robbie became linked to it. Long story short, that's how he became Ghost Rider. So again, that's simplifying a lot of things. I know there's more minutia there, but I think the reason why Robbie realizes he may be a part of this larger story is because maybe Elias was one of the bad people involved in this, whatever happened that triggered this event, and that's part of how maybe Elias died, maybe how he became a spirit that became involved in the Charger, possessed the Charger, and then gave Robbie his powers. Anyway, I think that could be maybe a little simple, maybe a little easy, but still a way to solve this bigger picture. I also don't think that the Momentum storyline is going to be the main mystery this season. If anything, I think it's going to lead us up to the big crossover with Doctor Strange. If you notice, they very intentionally noted that there's another Momentum lab in New York, which is where Doctor Strange is set. The Darkhold that they mentioned, the Book of Sins, is a big part of, or is involved in the Doctor Strange comics, so that could be a crossover. We could be seeing everything come together around November, which is when a crossover would happen, and the showrunners, Jed Whedon and Marissa Tancherone, have said that questions in the premiere, like what's in the box, for example, will be answered in that movie. So that's a lot of theorizing. I'm putting it all out there. I'd love to know your thoughts, so let us know in the comments below. For all things Marvel Cinematic Universe and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., keep it here at IGN.